Question everything, learn nothing, subscribe to JARMidi.
I wasn't going to leave it.
Randy!
What's your problem, bro? Eh?
Good afternoon, morning, evening, or night, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 314 of the Jar Media Podcast. Today, I am Jamie, and I am also joined by James, and no one else of value.
What about me? In the notes that Alex left me, he said I could host it, actually.
I can't look at you like this.
Why? No, you know what? No one has treated me the same since I joined the movement.
James definitely can't.
Eh?
You're just like your twin.
He stole that from me, actually. That's a juggalo thing, if you didn't know.
Do you know, I hate the whole Randy arc. I hate Randy, man. Can we kill Randy?
Hello, I'm right here.
He's in the room. I agree, though, yeah. The thing is, like, they say, like, friends are the family you choose, you know?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But I choose for you to not be my family. Do you know what I mean?
But we have the same blood.
Well, have you had, like, a blood test? Do you know your blood type? Mine's probably different.
Yeah, it's JU negative. Juggalo negative.
I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna do it.
They teach you in the Juggalo movement different ways
Isn't
to
it called
laugh.
Gigolo?
No,
The gigolos are a whole other category. That's what I am.
Yeah, mate. I figured you guys would have a bit more like intrigue / questions for me because I got a bit of a different look going on. Don't I?
Look the same to me, man.
Well, for those who are listening, because I actually care, I'm a juggalo now.
Randy is a juggalo now.
Not one of the violent ones, not one of the culty ones, one of the respectful ones.
Not one of the drug smuggling or
murderers.
or murdering ones.
Well, I might be one of the murdering ones, but I'll edit that bit out. Look, it's often said that animals gravitate towards nice people, and look who's on my knee right now. But little old Beale herself, we should get her a
who
bit of
has
makeup.
the highest kill count out of like all of us in the room.
We should get her a bit of makeup and have her join the movement too.
Biley.
Wouldn't that be right, little juggalo Beale? What would it take for you guys to join the movement?
Cocaine.
Was that it? We got tons of that in the movement.
The movement.
What about you, Jim?
A lot of money or a lot of money's worth of cocaine.
We don't have a lot of money, but we do have a lot of cocaine, so...
I don't understand how that works, but you crack on.
La 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 la. Yeah, man. I think we're going to talk about... Nah, I'm not...
Can you, before we get into anything deeper, do what your better twin normally does? And
well, to be honest, the notes you left me are really difficult to decipher. They're all like coded.
This is Alex throwing shade at me from when I did a terrible job.
It wasn't. That episode went live, the Shadow episode.
Yep, and everybody
anyone
loved
can
it
watch it
because
now.
I nailed it.
And everyone can watch it, and it was just you were paranoid in the moment.
I wasn't paranoid. I just...
You were. If you listen to it at half speed, it's a normal cast, actually. I think you'll find.
Up speed?
Yeah. I, Randy, listen to everything on 2.5 times speed. I don't have time to waste on anything other.
Yeah, you've got cocaine deals to do.
The movement requires too much time.
The movement does require too much time. It's like a whole process. Do you know how long it took me to do this makeup?
How long? Well, to before you start doing whatever you're gonna do, can we just shout out the Jar Media patrons who make the audio version of the show possible on iTunes, Spotify, etc. Podbean.
Especially
James.
Podbean. And for this one episode, especially fund the...
Can you be quiet while I'm talking? Thank you. So thank you to all of you beautiful people who not only make the audio version of the show possible, but make the show possible full stop. Thank you ever so much. So thank you.
Thank you.
Crack on, Rand.
Well, I am an Ayn Rand believer. My favourite author, actually. What? Do you not believe in objectivism? Eh?
This might be the worst episode. Yeah, I f***ing hate this.
This is the thing, right? You guys might hate me,
Yeah.
but every time I look at what the audience thinks, and they are what matter. And they give me feedback that's good. They're always clamoring for more Randy. In fact, they want to get rid of all the other stupid characters and just have...
What other
replaced.
characters are there?
Oh, I don't know. Alex, Reen, Spide. Well, let's at least go round robin and reveal our favourite Insane Clown Posse tracks. James? Jim? Well, this is normally the part where we address the conversations from the previous episode. We had some good ones, actually. Apparently. Eh?
Can you just do it? Just go. Just
Fine.
come on.
I'm always, I was a fan of when the Crucible barrel was part of the mix.
Shut the f*** up. Shut the f*** up.
What do you mean? That's what it used to be called. Housekeeping, aka Crucible barrel, aka go into the barrel, whip out an old comment, like this one from Chicken Man. He put the emoji for the big red X, like breaded. But he said, bad incense, and then a big green tick, cigars. Huh?
Yeah.
Wolfman has a point.
Yeah.
Don't make me start howling over here.
I think cigars are fine.
So you would prefer to be in a room of cigar smoke than incense?
If it was like hundreds of incense, then sure.
But to be fair, 50 incense probably equals one cigar.
Probably does the same amount of damage. Doesn't it, Beale?
I don't really mind.
C.T. Martin left a good one. Actually, not a good one I have a huge problem with. I honestly thought the Jar lads would be non-drinkers or non-smokers. No disrespect intended. Any sentence that starts with no disrespect intended.
Yeah, it means heavy.
I just assumed they'd be a bit soft. It's nice to see them drinking and smoking. Makes it much better. Keep it up, guys.
That's a jokey comment, because there was a period where we talk about the alcohol we were drinking on the cast. It was a regular thing.
That's what I was thinking, man.
No, that's a good point. I think there's a thing with YouTube specifically that's if you drink or do any drugs or because I remember I think it was the Act Man. He did a video about
High ideas for Halo Infinite.
Yeah. And people were like, hello, you're smoking crack now? You know?
It's literally legal for him in Washington.
Yeah. People were pooing all over him for smoking weed, and it's legal. You know? Yeah, it's just. I
was resenting the idea that you're not soft.
Mm.
What's
Yeah.
that?
So if I drink like so many Smirnoff Ice, I'm hard as.
If I grab those White Claws and I down them one after the other.
Yeah. Have you ever tried a White Claw?
No, I can't say I did.
That shit reeks.
I listened to a video of someone who was saying their go-to drink is White Claws, but they pour vodka in it as well.
But like, I don't know the appeal of White Claw.
Well, it's just like sody pop, isn't it?
It's like soda water. You know, like the joke, like a hint of lime.
Oh, the LaCroix.
Yeah, LaCroix.
Mm.
Like that sort of flavour. Like they're just like, nah. It's like if you want as little taste of anything as possible.
No, but that's the thing though, right? It's like, I tried LaCroix when I was in Canada, and it's alright. But with the caveat being, it's obviously not a delicious artificial Pepsi, you know, where you're getting that like that fake cherry hit, and it's like nothing about this is even remotely real, and it's full of like preservatives and crazy colorings and flavors that you know is doing something bad to you. Whereas you don't have to feel guilt from drinking these LaCroix.
Well, but why would you not feel guilt drinking LaCroix?
Because they're like natural flavorings, like it isn't full of those E numbers and stuff.
But at that point, why not just drink water?
Because you want a bit of spice in your life. You want a bit of ice spice in your life. Eh? Isn't that right, Bill?
For those listening, whenever Randy says "all right, Bill," he's got a cat on his knee, whose name is Billy.
I really feel like a good kind of juggalo supervillain right now. Ain't that right, Bill? Sol Goodman said, I'll never get sick of watching James talk about something political or something very seriously and Alex not taking it seriously at all, LMAO. That's just his personality all over. Chance the Fapper says, I bet £50 the new Jar Media design of the spiky letters was done by Alex to gaslight us into wanting his Jar Smile design back. It's a double bluff. Well,
the spiky logo is the best.
James is a big fan of the spiky logo, but the unfortunate reality is this week's logo I designed. So, I don't know, guys. I want you to leave a comment saying how good this one is, actually. Side with Randy. Hashtag side with Randy. Tweet that at, I don't know, someone. Actually, this is one you can answer, James, because I'm curious about this. Unbuilt Coma said, I noticed James used the phrase miles per hour when talking about cars, and I gotta know, is that just a language thing, right? I'm Canadian, and we do that too, even when we use kilometers for our cars.
Miles per hour.
We do actually use miles per hour.
Yeah, we actually use miles, but everything else is metric, right? Like we do.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
like a
I
weird
don't know why we use miles specifically for cars and like motorways and stuff, but we do.
So we're just used to it.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't even know what a mile is. Like, what is a mile?
Don't know.
It's a 0.6 of a kilometre.
Yeah, which is stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's like a millimile?
Yeah, what's a millimile?
Or a centimile?
Or a centimile?
No, because
Or
we
a
use
megamile?
yards.
Or a kilomile?
We use yards.
What? Who uses yards?
We do.
When?
Go on your sat nav, it's like next turn in 500 yards.
Not on my sat nav. It will.
Yeah, that's how it's always been.
Yeah, miles and yards. Yeah. What the hell is a yard?
Yeah, what is a yard?
What the hell is a yard? I thought a yard was like what's out the back of a house.
No, that's a garden.
That's an American thing, and Americans don't even know what temperature water boils at.
It's like 139.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, bro. I'm being real, you guys are ticking me off right now.
Key.
I want to say that to my juggalo face.
Key.
Well, that hurt Randy's feelings, and I do not like that. I'm going to edit that out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, James saw the new Attack on Titan season, aka the new Puss in Boots.
Bro, I mean, these.
That was the worst segue I've ever experienced.
How? James, you've seen the movie. Back me up over here.
Puss in Boots is a very good movie.
Did you ever see the original with that egg motherfucker in it?
Nope.
Egg mother.
You know, the asshole that sits on a wall.
Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah. Is he an egg? How do they rebuild him?
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. No one ever mentions that he's an egg. He's just been interpreted as an egg.
What's he made of?
Egg?
Is he actually an egg, though?
Yes.
Oh, dude, don't. That's
Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall.
That's
Humpty
the best
Dumpty.
Insane Clown Posse song.
It's more of a rap, really.
Take it away, bro.
Okay, talk about Puss in Boots. I ain't seen it.
Have you seriously not seen it? I thought you'd seen it.
How would I have seen it?
Okay.
I actually work for a living.
Puss in Boots is just a good movie. The animation's very nice.
Yeah, it's a new era of animation has been unlocked by Spider-Verse, where they're allowed to have color and not be like repulsive looking. Like that was like a real DreamWorks problem for like a long ass time. Remember Monsters vs. Aliens?
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. Remember
Remember
Megamind? How it's a fine movie, but
Yeah.
like the character design specifically, like the humans and especially humans for something.
Yeah.
DreamWorks, like even B movies, stuff like that. Like the humans.
Even I'm gonna say it now. You're gonna make me say it now.
No, you're gonna upset me,
Ratatouille.
aren't you?
How to Train Your Dragon.
Ow! No, that pissed Billy off.
No,
Billy is toothless.
Yes.
No, she's not. She's
She
got mad
is.
teeth.
No, that she is toothless.
She is.
That is she is fucking
She is
toothless.
100% toothless, and that's why those movies are nice. aren't they?
No, she's not. She's not some stupid dog thing. No, like
Oh, she's biting me now.
I hate the like. Oh, what's his name?
Hiccup.
No, the other one, the fat one.
Oh, the
I
Jonah
hate that
Hill
I just
one?
said that. Jonah Hill, yeah. Like
No, that's a casting problem. Like it's
no,
weird.
and character design, like the way he looks. All of the kids, all of like the main characters. I hate the way they look.
Nah, man. She's biting me.
And like I don't know, man. It just looks kind of washed out. I remember
the character designs are a bit bad, but then the second one is like perfect.
No, the second one looks so much better, but the first one is like.
That was that era though. Like, what year did that first one come out?
Dude, what year did Finding Nemo come out? You know.
Yeah, but they're fish.
What year did Monsters
How to Train Your
Inc. come out?
Dragon was 2010.
What year did Monsters Inc. come out?
They're human characters.
What year did Monsters Inc. come
Fine.
out?
I think that was like 2003. Monsters University.
No.
Oh, no. 2001.
I rest my case.
They're not humans, and Boo looks a
What's
bit freaky.
Boo's cute as hell.
Nah, man. Boo's freaky, dude.
Yeah, see?
She
Nah,
does look.
James, be
She's
real.
a bit creepy.
No,
Okay, she might be a bit
Toy Story.
freaky.
Remember that kid?
Toy Story 1.
Toy Story 1, that dog?
Yeah, that dog's freaky. But that's like that's like the year I was born.
No, the year I was born.
Really?
Yeah. Wow. Let me double check that.
Toy Story 2 was the first film I
1995.
ever saw at the cinema.
So the year after I was born. Toy Story
Wow.
1. Pretty incredible. Wow. But no, I'm not with you on the How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, How to Train Your Dragon is worse than the original Puss in Boots.
Shut up. Now you're being the juggalo.
Why are you tossing shade at your own clan?
My people? No, I was talking about like the murderer ones. The scammers.
Okay.
The
The drug mule.
The Kingpin.
The dealers,
No.
the nasties.
Okay.
No, but I tell you what though, I was really surprised by that Puss in Boots little nightmare.
Yeah, I was deeply surprised. I think it is generally a little masterpiece. I am a big fan.
It's actually funny as well.
Yeah.
There's this character played by John Mulaney. He's like based on like a rhyme that like I've never heard of. But he's got like a handbag with like this like the TARDIS that you can pull anything.
Oh
out
yeah,
of.
yeah.
But he's got some funny moments, man. It's like a really funny conclusion, and everyone online is like really horny over like this wolf character. You seen this shit?
Death.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Oh, all right. You're revealing something over here right now.
No.
Cool character.
No, yeah, no, the character's really cool.
Why is it has no reason for like the action to be as good as it is? What's the deal with that? Like the fight scenes are like really well choreographed.
Yeah.
Like I made the Attack on Titan joke, but that whole intro sequence.
You know, it's like mirroring the Mikasa scene in the first season of Attack on
yes,
Titan
I'm not joking, Jim.
where she kills the
I wonder if I
Titan
can-
as it's running towards the people, and it's like it just mirrors that like perfectly.
Okay.
Nah, bruh. Look, I'll show you a little clip from it. Just so you can see what the we're talking about. Yeah, look at this shit right here.
Oh, like it's actually like Attack on Titan.
Ow, Billy. Nah, for real, look at this.
Yeah, no, that is just straight up.
That is Attack on Titan, bro. Because that's what, like, I wasn't sure, because you never know, like, when movies are, like, reacted to online, like, how hyperbolic people are being, like, you know, how much are they gassing it up. But I saw that clip being shared on Twitter and was like, oh.
Why
What?
did they take Puss in Boots and like drastically change the animation style and make like a really good movie?
There's something about Puss in Boots which, for whatever reason, is just, like, really popular.
Puss in Boots rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like since Shrek 2, Puss in Boots has just been this thing that's like, whoa.
But there's other
Puss in
things
Boots
too, like,
rocks.
this might sound crazy, but Puss has anxiety in the movie.
Okay.
And the way they handle it is like really weirdly sensitive and like appropriate.
Wow.
Yeah. It's got heart. Even the Dibby, that chihuahua, that was my biggest fear, was that chihuahua was going to bring the whole thing down, be the typical annoying, like,
Dream
all the
yes.
shit. But even the Dibby has heart. The Dibby's got lore that's like really sad.
Yeah, it's actually trauma. It's just trauma
Yeah.
dumping.
Yeah. No, I was really shocked by that whole thing.
Well, I don't watch children's movies anymore. I'm a adult, so
Alright, so you love Monsters vs. Aliens over How to Train Your Dragon. Worst take you've ever had on Jar.
I did not say that. All I said was that How to Train Your
I
Dragon.
can't believe you
is
said
a
you
shit
prefer
film.
Cars 2 over How to Train Your Dragon. Just because
Cars 1 is better than How to Train Your Dragon.
Just because Oscar-nominated Jonah Hill is in a fantastic film with Billy in it.
Would you argue that he is good in that film?
Well, that's not the point.
He's trash. He's trash in that film. All of those characters trash.
No,
Wrong.
wrong.
Okay, name a good one.
Hiccup.
Trash.
Toothless.
Not a character. Dibby.
No, Toothless isn't a
He is
Libby.
a character.
He's a
Not a
character.
character. Not a character. Not a character. I'm
I didn't watch
funny.
I-
I'm Lilo and Stitch over here.
Yeah. Nah, just
He's Lilo and Stitch, but if he
But
was
cooler.
big.
and you
And
get those,
cooler,
those
yeah.
amazing flying
No,
scenes.
yeah, that's the bit. And then he's got a...
Yeah, how sick is that?
That bit rocks. That bit's really good. But then I've got to watch like Jonah Hill and like...
No, and there's a
maze.
kaiju at the end.
Nah, when Jonah Hill's in a maze, I'm like, nah, I'm done with this.
In a mate, that's like
Oh shit! Yeah, I remember that scene.
That bit sucks.
that's a
hate
tiny
that stuff.
sequence, man. What's his name? You know, Superbad, the guy with the glasses, McLovin. He's in
Mhm.
it as well for some reason.
Is he? Oh, is he the twin?
No, he's like the big dumb one.
Oh.
I love those things that they used to do for DreamWorks movies where like they show like the actors in this like white void with the character they're playing. Yeah. There are some really good ones from that original Puss in Boots that like just are freaky as hell, man.
But speaking of Antonio Banderas, Spy Kids 3, he's already got love from me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because people be clowning this new Ant-Man movie because it looks like Spy Kids 3. And I know which one I'd rather watch.
but like that's not even that's not shade. That's Spy Kids 3 is a good movie.
Do you actually believe that?
We watched it. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And the whole time,
They're like pretending they're like there in the same room. So just crouch down, Antonio, and pretend that Puss is in the room with you.
Yeah. Like he has any idea what the character looks like.
TJ Miller was in it.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Who was he?
Oh
Why
shit,
was he
speaking
there?
of, you guys will never guess what I watched yesterday.
What?
Deadpool.
What?
Why?
Because I just like doing this to myself. And I figured it out. I figured out what is wrong with that movie.
No, this is interesting. Where did you watch it? Like on Netflix or something?
No, it's on Disney Plus now because Deadpool is joining.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Ryan Reynolds hates himself.
What do you mean? He loves that he's Deadpool.
He doesn't believe in himself, man.
Why would you say that? He believes in himself to be.
No, because get this right. I caught a joke in the film where he's like upset that he's ugly now, right? Because he gets all like melted or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says like, looks at everything. Like, do you think Ryan Reynolds made his career on his superior acting skills?
It was that face.
Exactly.
That
And it was the
beautiful
one
face.
joke where I was like, oh my god. That is actually like a little bit funny.
A bit of self-deprecation.
Yeah, kind of, but it was also like, but that it kind of implies you're not trying, you know?
But that's
really act as Deadpool, you know what I'm saying? Then we'll really get the chimichangas.
But they try to do a little bit of serious stuff sometimes, don't they?
It needed more serious stuff. Honestly,
Really?
either it needed to go to like Airplane
Mm.
or like just a little bit more seriousness and it would have worked. But it has the perfect balance of comedy and seriousness to just put it in trash.
I wouldn't quite say trash.
Yeah, to be fair, it's not as bad as I remember. But a lot of the jokes are just like...
It's the shotgun approach. Where it's like... There'll be two that suck.
Yeah.
Oh, that was kind of funny. 3 that suck. Oh, there was 2 in a row that's really funny. That was funny.
I mean, it's more like 15 that are really bad, and then one.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of pellets in a shotgun.
Yeah. No, the thing is, it makes me think of when I went to watch like a Pixar movie with our mum as a kid. Where I'd be sitting there kind of like wanting to laugh at certain jokes and then looking up at her totally stone-faced.
And I always knew when she was hating a movie.
Yeah. There was just like an aura emanating from mum where it was like, okay, I'm not allowed to like this. And I watched Deadpool and I just become my mum and I'm like stone-faced, like, this is trash. The whole time.
She did try watching it, I remember.
Yeah. And I was like,
oh, I watched this really shit film. Deadpool or something.
It's like, wow, that's where I get that then.
But how did you find TJ Miller, speaking of?
Well, that's
Is that what triggered the memory?
That's what triggered the memory. He was actually better than I remembered.
Really? 'Cause when I think about it, he's the
has-
part that I'm just like, I don't want to see you.
I think he has 2 of the funnier jokes in the movie.
Really?
Yeah. But guess what? After I finished that movie, because The Simpsons is also on Netflix.
Oh no.
Oh, not
hell yeah.
Netflix, Disney Plus. I watched like 2.5 episodes of The Simpsons. Season 14, I think. God damn, that show slapped.
Really, season 14?
I think so.
I can't even pinpoint like when that was roughly.
It's like the We Put the Spring in Springfield sort of season.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. That season, Matt. Holy guacamole. It rocks.
No, if you want to find like some of the best episodes, just go on IMDb and look at like which episodes have the highest ratings.
Really?
Yeah, it's a good way of like finding just like really solid episodes.
But
The worst episodes.
I've been gradually going through the whole season, like from 12 on, and I haven't come across like a bad one, apart from the like recap episodes.
Yeah, that was just a trend, wasn't it? It was stuff that time.
Yeah, like Seinfeld.
If we're talking about Disney Plus, man, there's something I got to recommend to you. Because I never saw it when it came out. Like a few weeks back, I watched I watched Daredevil season 3.
Oh, really?
It rules.
Really?
I love Daredevil, man. He's a cool character.
Daredevil. Yeah, season 1 and 2 were really good.
But it's like, it's no BS. Well, there's a little bit of BS because it's like that's what stopped me watching it originally.
Yeah.
It's like, he's injured from something that happens in that stupid Avengers Netflix thing, the Infernals or whatever the it was.
Yeah, which I would have been totally down with if they didn't introduce Iron Fist. We did like a bunch of jar videos on like Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Daredevil.
we were hyped.
Like, I was in.
Yeah,
I was so in.
Because Daredevil was so good. Daredevil is the best.
Yeah.
He's Batman, but not a billionaire.
Yeah, and Luke Cage rocks. I love Luke Cage.
No, but they do Bullseye. They do that character Bullseye.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But you know how cool like the fight scenes were in those first couple of seasons? It's like, more of that. You got all the Kingpin stuff. It's like conclusive. It was like really good. And I was surprised I didn't watch it at the time.
Does it set you up for his cameo in She-Hulk?
Man. Oh, whoops. Oh shit, he is in She-Hulk as well. Yeah,
Yeah, he bangs her, right?
yeah, he pounds her.
In green mode or...
Good question, I can't remember. It wasn't very memorable, if I'm being real. Yeah, shout out to that, and also shout out to National Geographic is included on Disney Plus, so I've been going through these documentaries like crazy. When I'm in the bath eating my chili, I'll often watch something. I put on one that was like, it was this nature documentary about like weird fish or something. And it has like the craziest like first 5 seconds of like anything I've ever seen. It was too crazy, I had to turn it off.
Okay.
See if I can show it to you. But it kind of scared me, and then I went on like, it was this really interesting documentary about like SS officers in World War II. Pretty hardcore. Not like fun, but interesting. I need to see if I can show you this. Here we are. Ocean's weirdest. No, it's just this. Look, it's literally like the first few seconds, okay? Episode 1, Predation Games.
This is the world's wettest arena, where everyone's competing for the biggest prize. Survival.
You see what I'm talking about?
That rocks.
He just explodes. Yeah.
No, water stuff, man. Straight up alien.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's like my favorite type of documentary. Is like deep sea, even not that deep. Like a few meters. You know? It's like another planet, bro.
Shout out to Nat Geo, man. They got some really good stuff. Like that volcano documentary as well.
Let's go Nat Geo. You know what I'm saying?
Let's effing go! See you after these juggalo messages.
Jar Media Posdact, my beer, beer, my beer, beer. I go get beer, my beer, beer. Boo, boo, shoot, suck, my
Welcome to the second half of the cast where we head over to the Jar Media subreddit suggestion thread and answer questions from the Juggalo community. You might have noticed we've lost a member. Not going to explain why. Wink, wink. Nothing to do with the Juggalo movement. Anyway, got a few questions for you, bro. This one's for you. Seaman0021 says, what jar logos are each of the Madagascar characters?
Jesus Christ. The default one is the dumb penguin.
What's the second one then?
The swirly one. The swirly one is I'm gonna go ahead and say the giraffe.
Melman?
Melman.
And what about the papyrus one?
Papyrus, he's the
5, 4.
he's the aeroplane from Madagascar 2.
So that's your favourite one so far. Deviated Left Nut actually replied to it saying, I'd like to add an extra thought too. I think the order of release of the 3 logos fits the order of release of the 3 Madagascar films, the OG being the most seen one that may be a classic but is very outdated now. The second is a fun and sillier improvement on the first. The third is a psycho. Well, there's no Mad 4 yet, so
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what Mad 4
they're going to have to be Mad 5, 6, 7 and 8 by the time we're done over here.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Hader Gaming says this. Which aspect of the psyche is each member of JAR? There's 3. The id. The one...
Jesus Christ.
The one that makes us want to participate in Liger tugs. 2. The ego. The one that makes us understand why Family Guy's so funny. 3. The super ego. The one that makes us question the morality of bringing back woolly mammoths. Slide on. Billy, if you dare. Don't. Gorgo's Book Boy has the answer for us, though. James is the id. Pushing Jamie in a river. Hitting him over the head with his hat. Loves speeding and drifting. Lives like a dog. Buys a Wooga anime statue and is enraged when Alex throws away body pillow. Little consideration for society's expectations. His dilapidated pair of shoes from earlier Jar. That ain't earlier Jar.
Yeah, that's off the James thing.
Willing to consider tearing out the vintage interior of his car just to speed more fuel efficiently. What? That's not an efficiency thing. It's the opposite, isn't it?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, I guess he's saying speed more fuel, use more fuel. I don't know.
Speed to like drive at higher speeds more fuel efficiently.
No, that's not why he's doing it, man. But anyway, Alex is the super ego. Most often the host of the show. Directs the episodes, giving them structure, housekeeping Reddit section. Cares most about community feedback and the audience's perception. Has social anxiety and cares about personal style and hygiene. Jamie is the ego. In balance between the two. Bald to show he's about that balanced monk life. Recovered smoker. Shows balance of forces of desire and restraint. Switches between mediator and cheeky mischief meddler, depending on situation. Thoughts?
I'm not gonna argue against this because it's too many words, man.
Yeah, I agree with that. Oh, there's another logo one from Pink Floob. Hello, Jar. I have a proposition. Seeing as both of the new logos seem to be widely disliked, you should host a logo competition, and whichever logo gets the most votes becomes the new logo. Thoughts? While you're gathering your thoughts, Corno237 says, Piggy, backing off this. Has the idea of crowdsourcing a new design been considered? I think this would, by its nature, produce a design that best represents the mighty community, and we already know how artistically creative many Jarlings are. I understand that you may have reservations with this, potentially viewing it as a work for exposure, but if that's the case, couldn't a prize be offered to the winning or shortlisted designs as compensation? Thoughts? How do you feel about that?
I do think it would make sense for JAR to have a community-made logo.
Yeah, I'm torn, personally.
I'm going to be honest, I really like the second one.
The one with the smile?
The one with the circle.
Mm-hmm.
The swirl.
That was, yeah, in replying to Pink Floob. More people seem to like that one, as controversial as it is, but it's difficult measuring.
Mm-hmm.
The people who genuinely hate it, the people who just don't like change, the people who
how
see
much
Summerfield.
How much of hatred is inspired by change?
Mm.
That's my question.
But maybe if you have an idea for a design, DM it to the Jar Media Twitter, and you never know, it might be the logo for a week.
You'll get plenty of exposure, don't worry.
Sunk Cost Fallacy Jar has this to say. With Justin Roiland gone from Rick and North, the time has come for the jarring men to audition. Please go on then, fellas. Each of you please give your Rick and Morty impressions. It can be your own interpretation of the character if you wish. Please and thank you. Much love for you guys. So my interpretation would kind of be like, imagine Rick is in a dimension where everyone is a juggalo. So Rick would be like, I'm a murderer, Morty. I love cocaine, Morty. And then Morty would kind of like be like, I'm also a murderer, Rick. Let's open a portal and start murdering people, Rick. What about you?
I mean, if we can really take as many liberties as we like, I'd sort of just cancel the show.
That wasn't the question.
Okay. Hello there. I'm Rick. Great to meet you. This is Morty over here. There you go.
That's a show I want to watch.
Right?
Do more.
I mean, it's the same thing, really, because Justin Roiland only ever did 2 voices. And I've just kind of, like, refined that down into one.
Into its purest form.
Yeah.
I'm Juggalo Rick.
Hey, it's me over here, Juggalo Morty.
It's crazy that how quickly that fall from grace.
Yeah, man. It's like all you had to do was not be the worst person. But you still went and did it. He was literally handed like the world on a platter.
Maybe that's what keeps things balanced.
Yeah.
It's like Rick and Morty season 1 and 2 were too powerful. You know? It was too much. We weren't ready for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that was like, it was almost like crushing in a way watching those.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The thing is, like, it's horrible to say, but like, season 3, 4, and everything after were like,
Why stop watching?
Well, yeah, so did I, and it's like,
even before knowing about this.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
there is like a tarnish over it now, for sure.
Well, yeah, it just like ruins the original. It's like,
yeah.
But
sad story, man.
It just goes to show absolute power corrupts absolutely, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Portal gun bum fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
Lovey Tap says this. I have a weird story to tell you guys, and I'm just curious what you think should be done to solve this problem. I'm 22 and I live in a different town. Sister is in the 7th grade. And my mom told me that she's gotten like 5 emails from my sister's school sent to all my parents of the kids who go to that school. What's with all the parentheses? You got to stop with this. That concern the subject of e-cigarettes. Apparently at the school they have a massive problem of kids, mostly the 4th to 9th graders, bringing e-cigarettes to the school and smoking them in the bathrooms during recess, and also going to the toilet during class just to smoke e-cigarettes. This problem has been going on for about a year now. My sister apparently isn't interested in smoking and so on, but this seems to be a problem the school can't solve. Actually, smoking isn't or hasn't been a problem at the school, but e-cigarettes seem to be. Why do you guys think it is, and what could be done at the school / at the homes of these kids to solve it? Why are the little kids so damn addicted to e-cigs? Just wanted your guys' thoughts on this weird little problem. And I don't think it is a little problem. I think it was just...
This is the pandemic after...
Yeah, I took Argy and Paisley to the dog groomers the other day. Walked through town, and it must have been around when school was up or whatever, because they looked really young. They must have been between 9 and 11, 12, and they were all passing around one of those disposable e-cigarette things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just crazy to me. Why? Because they taste like bubblegum?
I think that is part of it. They're sort of advertised. They're directed at kids.
But with how much regulation and overseeing there is on the nicotine in cigarettes and cigars and whatnot, why does that not apply for the e-cigs? So what was that? Just money? It's what?
I reckon they generate so much money.
But it's not a net. It's a net negative.
Well, yeah,
they're littered all over the streets. All these children are addicted to them. Because when we were at school, smoking was kind of going out of fashion in that way. You know, it wasn't
there needed to be something to fill that gap.
Yeah,
and
you
this
got
is
weed
perfect.
and shit like that, but it's different. I guess it's easier to hide, because the smell.
Mm-hmm.
If you're vaping it, it's not gonna soak into your clothes or whatever, so you can hide it from your parents and at school.
They're tiny as well.
They're tiny, disposable, easy to get. I assume you can probably buy them online.
Yeah, wouldn't
just get them ordered straight to your house.
Yep.
If you had a daughter that was 12 years old and you found out they were addicted to e-cigarettes, what would you do?
Yeah,
get them on patches. It's actually crazy.
Yeah. But people start smoking at the same age.
Mm-hmm.
And it is that thing because there's...
But that seemed like that was going down. That was becoming more of a rarity type thing. A more exception to the rule type thing. But man, yeah.
But the genius thing they've done, I reckon, is combine sugar addiction with nicotine. It's I don't need to get my sweets. We can pool our money and get a vape and share it.
But there's a bit more of a tangibility to when you smoke a pack of cigarettes. You have that pack, each one you're smoking as something is going down, disappearing, you're getting rid of the butt. You're not really measuring the intake of the...
Yeah, and something I learned in the process of when I was trying to quit. There is more nicotine in one disposable vape than a whole pack of cigarettes.
Really?
Yeah.
In one of those disposables?
One disposable vape has more nicotine.
That's insane.
So you're gonna get addicted to that shit way faster. It's gonna hook you like in a day.
It's crazy,
Like,
man.
don't do it. The first ever pack of cigarettes I got, I was smoking my first cigarette that I'd ever bought,
Mm.
and I could barely finish the first one. I felt sick.
Yeah, yeah.
I had such a nicotine rush.
Do you not get the same nicotine rush from the vape, though?
It's different.
Like, it hits you differently?
Yeah.
Cause I've got no, like, point of reference. I've never smoked a cigarette. I've only really smoked cigars.
Yeah, and when you do it wrong, you have that, like, horrible feeling.
Yeah. There was one time I smoked a cigar on, like, an empty stomach, and I had to, like, lie down because it, like, made me feel so ill.
No, and in the past, I've, like, vomited from smoking too much.
Mm-hmm.
Just cigarettes alone. Cigarettes and water. Like, made me vomit. And, like, if...
Did you ever feel that equivalent sickness from a vape, though, when you were doing that?
Yeah. I remember when I was playing... This was, like, when I first ever tried to quit smoking. When I was playing Max Payne 1. I just had this vape on my desk. Because it's a vape, I just thought, well, I can do it inside. It's not going to, like, stink the house out. So every time I died in Max Payne 1, which towards the end gets really hard, I just took, like, a few tokes of the vape. And suddenly I was just like, oh my god. And everything was kind of, like, wavy, and I felt
lightheaded.
sick. Yeah. But then... like, your tolerance builds like with any other drug, and then you're almost kind of chasing that, like, that heady feeling.
Yeah, it's an incredibly addictive substance, and you can't really...
especially for, like, a developing brain of, like, a...
Yeah, like a 10-year-old. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know how I guess you got to just regulate it harder. It doesn't seem good. I hate seeing them littered all over the damn place.
Yeah, it's like an impossible thing. It's even harder now for parents to, like, discipline it, because, like, if your kid has been out with friends and smoking, you can smell it.
Mm-hmm.
But if they've been out with friends and vaping, you're not gonna know.
Yeah.
It's gonna take, like, such vigilance, and then you turn into, like, some sort of, like, big brother looking at them all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite an issue, isn't it? Deviated Left Note has this to say. If you had a cybernetic implant that could record any of your biological statistics in an achievement tracker-esque way, e.g. how many different bacteria species live in you, or how many sperm cells are in your balls currently, what are some statistics you'd be most interested in knowing / metagaming? Bogies in nose?
That's a good one, actually. That's really good.
Dingles.
Yeah. But dingles in, like, like, how many poops?
It's
when
like,
I sit down,
you have enough dingles to deserve an enema.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the like notification, time for enema.
Sit down, get sprayed.
Time for an eyebrow pluck.
Amount of hairs on body.
Yeah, I want it down to the hair.
Yeah, their individual hair.
It would be cool if it was like, I know there's some like toothbrushes you can get that kind of like, I don't know, they scan shit or whatever, they like document some kind of data, but I'm thinking like, your back left molar has, you know, this
shit.
Imagine how cool that would be.
That would be really useful. Tooth shit is the worst, man.
I've got a wisdom tooth coming through. It just like flares out randomly.
Yeah.
And it just looks like a horror movie. It looks like Dead Space, like a monster coming through the goo.
No, because I've got 4 coming in at the same time.
Really?
But all at different, like, rates.
They just flare up randomly,
So,
right?
so suddenly one day it'll just be like, oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
I just have this, like, immense pain on the side of my face. Yeah. That's a really good one. Maybe, like, fungi?
A little bit too moist down there, my friend, in the... you know.
Change your socks.
I feel like there's so much potential to that, but imagine how bad, like how obsessive it would make people, you know?
Yeah.
Like people, like some people are so obsessed with like achievements in games where like they won't even play a game unless like there's a guide that like can make sure they don't miss any achievements, let alone if it's like, you know, like on your Apple Watch when you're like filling your rings.
Yeah. Yeah.
The bogey picker achievement.
That's the biggest downfall of the Apple Watch. Mini Apple Watch review right now. If I go like a day and then I look at my wrist and I don't have the watch on, I'll be like, well, might as well not like be healthy or exercise
ever again.
Yeah. I only have to exercise when I have it on. Otherwise, it doesn't know.
No, because like there was a time where I was like really into that, and I was doing like there was like one of the achievements on it that was like do 10,000 steps a day or something, and like I just like did it. I was like motivated by that little like dopamine achievement.
Yeah. I don't check them too like vehemently. So I feel like if you're chasing that, then the second you sort of miss it,
then your whole world crumbles.
Yeah.
You got to find a new source.
Yeah. Then it turns into like Elden Ring 100%ing.
Which I've done.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. I think that's just my brain. New Juggernaut says this. Thoughts on D2 Lightfall, Alex? Will you be playing, or are you not interested at the moment? Any thoughts post your Witch Queen video that you want to share? Personally, I got tired of the FOMO and time sync. With so many other games I want to experience, I don't see myself going goon mode on Destiny anytime soon. So yeah, I'm ramping up the goon mode again. Yeah, I want to make a video on Lightfall, so now with like all these seasonal stories and stuff, I wanted to at least get enough footage of that and get the major like moments and cutscenes, so at least I've got that excuse of like I can feel like I'm getting something from it, from wasting my time playing it, you know? Or at least eventually there'll be a video that comes from it.
Yeah.
So I've got that excuse. But in saying that, this latest season's one of the better ones that I've played. I'll get into it more in depth in the video, I guess, but just the onboarding, man, is just such an issue with that game.
Yeah, I would never...
I don't know how someone like you played like a bit of Destiny 1, you played like the campaign of Destiny 2 and thought it was shit, because it was shit. Yeah, there's really no reason for you. As good as that, like, man, I do like the gameplay loop, I do. And they keep improving it, they keep tinkering with it. Like, I've got this build at the moment where, like, I've got this piece of armor that makes it so my super, I'm a Titan, so I've got this move, Thunderclash, right? You just, like, fire yourself like a cannonball, and you just go, like, miles wherever you want. And when it hits, it's, like, so powerful. You can, like, just take out bosses in, like, one hit and stuff, as long as you, like, aim it right. And
that is cool.
With this exotic, that's, like, really fun, and it's really cool. And, like, yeah, with each of these last seasons, they've been, like, tinkering with the subclasses and stuff like that. But I got this weird feeling about Lightfall, though, man. I sent you, we were playing Civ the other day, and I sent you a picture of, like, there's these new creatures called, like, the Cloud Riders or some bullshit. And I've never felt with Destiny that like the art direction or the character design has gone outside of a certain bubble. It all feels like a part of this one universe, this one cool thing. But yeah, this is the first time where it's going like out of that zone, and it's like this looks like something else. Like I feel like if you just showed an image of these things in a vacuum, you would never even guess that they're from Destiny. Which I suppose
I definitely wouldn't.
Yeah, which I guess isn't inherently bad on its own, but it's also, if they're lame, then it's really going to be lame, you know what I'm saying?
It kind of reminds me of, was it the Angara? From Mass Effect Andromeda?
Yeah, the Angara.
Yeah,
that's right. No, it is an Angara feeling.
Yeah,
that's a really good
it's
way of
like
putting it.
That it just doesn't fit.
Where it's like,
It
yeah,
looks
like
cheap.
yeah, where it's like, man, if you run it, Billy just closed the door. What the hell?
She loves the poncho.
She's climbing the poncho.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, like, I would much prefer. Like, here goes Jim jerking off FromSoft again, but like a self-contained, like Dark Souls. Like there are all these builds, there are all these different things I can do, but it's like self-contained, designed with all that shit in mind, as opposed to like we're just gonna shit something out and then like make it work in 3 months.
Yeah. No, that's the thing, right? Because it's like there are all these systems that they introduce, and then if you're just patient for a few months, they will tinker it in a way that makes it so you don't even have to sink the same amount of time to get the most out of it. Like,
yeah, and it's almost like they're taking the piss out of the most like
the most
loyal
addicted
fans.
Yeah,
the most addicted.
Yeah, because like there's this whole system in the game now where like your armor pieces have attached to them a you know, they've got like the solar, the arc, the stasis. Every one of these armor pieces has one of these intrinsic to them. And if you want to make a build that's like a solar build, you have to like pay currency to change pieces of armor to solar. And it's like the most stingy, like overly priced, like crazy system that is so ridiculous. And I had this itch like a few months ago when I was playing it, like, man, like I really want like a build for like each like class, you know, each type of damage you can do. And old me from Destiny 1 probably would have started like grinding for that or whatever. But then just recently they announced they're getting rid of that system entirely. So it's just like, so I'm so glad that I didn't play the game more, which is like such a weird that you shouldn't be thinking that.
Yeah, that's the opposite of what like developers should be.
Yeah, it encourages all of the worst kinds of behavior. Right?
Well, that's
it's
the
trying
thing,
to maximize engagement.
Because for me, who's someone who has been like out of it for so long, it's like, well, now isn't a good time to get in, and it never is.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because it will always be better in the future.
Yeah. But that's why they've got this like core audience that is like, they're so in. It's the sunken cost fallacy thing where it's like, well, if I stop playing now, then I won't be on top of my armor. I won't have all the stuff right. I won't be raid ready. I won't have all this stuff. I won't have every exotic. I won't have every quest. You know what I mean? Like it's quite psychologically f***ed up, to be honest.
Yeah, it's straight up like gambling.
Yeah, and it's really, really disappointing because if, like, the BS was just cut out, like, it could be really fun, like, you know, just making like builds, tinkering with like the fun weapons and stuff, because that's like the enjoyment I get.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, there are so many games out there that I can just go and play and do. Like, if I wanted to play Destiny, I like what I'm looking for in Destiny, I can get elsewhere.
Yeah,
and they've messed around with the story and the world and the lore and all that stuff like way too much for me to ever care.
Yeah. Let's do one more then. One final. Let's find a good one. Do you want one to do with hamsters or a little anecdote about listening to Jar to sleep?
Let's do the sleep one. We've talked a lot about hamsters.
Yeah, we have. Alright. Bilbo's smashings can wrap this one up then. Wholesome Jar story. My girlfriend needs to listen to music or podcasts to sleep. She says it's easier to drift off when focusing on something. Normally we have a true crime podcast on, but one day... Wait, hold up, that's crazy.
Yeah, how is that like a... Yeah, how can you sleep to that?
Yeah, that's dope. Normally we have a true crime podcast on, but one day, after finishing all the episodes, she asked to listen to one of mine. I literally only listened to Jar and suggested music before putting it on, but she insisted I use a podcast. I started laughing to myself trying to find an episode to put on, and this only made her want a podcast on more. I scrolled through some older episodes on Spotify, hoping not to find a porn addiction episode, and settled on Rico Dave Bryan. It was hilarious. I was lying there trying to sleep as usual, but kept laughing every now and again. I thought at the moment my girlfriend would ask for it to go off, but she didn't. She did that little wheeze thing twice, where you semi-laugh through your nose, and then fell asleep early in the episode. She's not a jarling, but she did enjoy it. We've had a Jar KN twice since then. I don't know what that means.
KN night? No, that's...
Night nurse? Bear boys, thanks for listening to the story.
That is wholesome.
My favourite thing that fits in line with this is when you hear people will often sleep, listen to the podcast or whatever on the playlist, and then it gets to the yeah episode where it's 2 hours of just ooh. So it wakes them up or gives them weird dreams or scares them or something. Yeah. It's part of the saga though, man.
It's all intentional. That's almost like the way you should listen, you know?
From beginning to end, yang all the way through the night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's different to the Mr. Bean one, right?
What was the Mr. Bean one then?
That was something to do with Drake. Started from the bottom, now I'm here.
It was whatever it is, it's 3 hours long. And it's just an hour and a half of some intrusive sound.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what do you have to say, Beale? Want some drink?
Nope.
I don't think so. She was making some crazy noises the other night.
Like meow noises?
No, breathing like a pig. I was lying in bed and she came and lay on my chest.
She does snore.
And then was just going...
Yeah. No, Billy's always been a big snorer. Billy!
They're such quiet creatures, it's strange when they do make noises.
Billy is particularly quiet.
Really?
Because a lot of cats, if you talk to them, they'll just meow.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a thing they only do to communicate with humans, isn't it?
Yeah.
Quite weirdly.
Which is why, if she meows and you, respond, she will meow again. But she has a weird meow.
She has a really weird meow.
Yeah, it's almost raspy.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know, maybe she's a little bit of a munter.
Oh, you a bit munted, mate.
I think she might be a bit munted.
Oh, little munt. Yeah, they're crazy animals.
Yeah. Well, it's weird being a dog person for your whole life and then having a cat. Because they're just little freaks. They're nothing like dogs.
No.
They're more like snakes.
Yeah. Yeah, because you always used to say that, but I
freakles.
really know what you mean now.
Yeah.
The eyes don't help too.
But like really sweet.
She's very friendly.
Yeah. Who's our Billy?
Well, Beale, take it away.
Say something funny.
I'm Billy Rick.
I'm Billy Rick.
Question everything, learn nothing.